Hey Paul,
Yeah.
do you think we're making too many gimbal videos lately?
No? Why?
I don't know. I just want to make sure that they're useful to our viewers.
How about
5 things you don't know about the Osmo 3. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Gonna show you a little bit more about the Osmo 3. Last week I showed you guys here how to assemble this package that I've got right here, the ultimate mobile setup. But today there's a few things, 5 things that I noticed that you're not gonna find out on your own unless you do some heavy research. And I ran into those roadblocks, and so I wanted to share them with you, and I'm almost positive that at least one of these 5 things, even if you have an Osmo 3 and you've been using it, you're probably not gonna know. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is to pair your phone with the DJI Osmo 3 when it's not recognizing it. And this happens quite frequently if you're using several different phones to record, but here's how you do it. We're going to go into the DJI Memo app. Now when you're in the Memo app, as you can see, I've got the Osmo found there at the top. But for a lot of you guys, it's going to say that it's not found. So in order to fix that, you need to put the Osmo 3 in pairing mode. To do that, you're going to hold down the power, the record, and the trigger button all at the exact same time. And there it is. It's found it right there. So we're going to click connect, and boom, just like that, you are in the Memo app and our phone is paired and you have the Osmo working and facing me right now. Same thing the camera's seeing. So that's probably the most useful thing, I think. If your phone ever isn't paired, then you want to be able to know how to quickly pair them. Since we're already in the app, I'm going to show you guys the second thing on my list, and it's making sure that you're set up in the Memo app. If you're not using the Memo app, you need to use your phone settings to set up the resolution and other video qualities. But if you're in the Memo app, you have to set them up in the Memo app. If your phone is set to recording in 4K and you're in the Memo app, it's not going to record in 4K. You have to set that up in here, which is very important to know. So right here on the left, right below the house, that is where you set your resolution, okay? Because I'm on my front-facing camera right now, I can only do 1080p, but you'll often see 4K and now even 8K with some phone variants. So you want to make sure whatever resolution you want to be filming in, that you set it up in the Memo app. Third thing on the list is I'm going to show you how to do a motion time lapse that looks like this. They look amazing, and they're really, really easy to set up. The first thing you got to do is go into your camera. At the bottom, you have to make sure that you're set to time lapse. You can't be on video or photo, so scroll that over until you're on time lapse. Now in the top center, this is your interval and your duration information. So if you click that arrow, there's your interval and your duration. For this one, we'll do an hour and every 8 seconds. That sounds good. That should give us roughly a 10-second video, as you can see right there. Now, on the right-hand side is a path. This is where it gets good. So click on path, and you can choose individual points that you would like your path to go along. You can choose up to 4. So use the joystick on your Osmo 3, rotate the gimbal to wherever you want it to go, then click the add button, and it'll add a path. So we're going to add 4 here. After we've got them all added, all you have to do is hit record. It moves it back to the beginning of the path and it begins recording. And after an hour, you end up with something like this. As I said before, I love the way that those turn out. I love the panoramic, smooth, buttery time lapse that can produce by doing it. And obviously, the longer that you can make them, with the longer intervals, the more change, the more dramatic it's going to be. Very cool. Okay, the fourth thing we're going to talk about is counterweights. Most gimbals require you to have some sort of counterweight system to balance your phone in the center so it doesn't overwork the motor. Not with the Osmo 3. They've designed it so there is not a backing here. So all you need to do is slide your phone left or right until it's dead center, and you don't need the counterweights. Whoa! Caught it! That was close. That was so close, you guys. That was close. Moving on. For those of you that do, however, want to use counterweights, and I can think of very few reasons you'd want to, but there are some. So I've got some counterweights here. These are 20-gram a piece weights. On the back of your Osmo 3, there is a place right here on the inside, right there on the inside, that you can screw these counterweights in. They screw and unscrew together like that to add whatever amount of weight you want. So, let's see, we're gonna take the phone off to do this. And you're gonna end up with something like this, okay? It's gonna add a lot of weight to that other end. Put the phone back in, rebalance it, and that's what I would consider balance. So after you've got it rebalanced, we can turn it back on. You don't want to add more than 4 of these weights. That's just too much weight for the motor. But now that we've got it turned back on, why would you ever want to do this? Why would you add weights? There's 2 reasons so far that I found. The first is you can move your camera further out. If for whatever reason your shot needs to be further to the left, you can do that. Now, if it needs to be further to the right, you're kind of out of luck. There's not a place to screw counterweights on this side, but you can move the shot further to the left. The second reason is it makes the gimbal feel a little bit more smooth. It's a more buttery feel. As you're moving the gimbal, it's requiring that motor to do a little extra work, and so it's not quite as sharp because it's having to pull that phone and all those weights back up. So it does make the cinematic experience a little bit more smooth. I hope that makes any sense at all. Again, not a whole lot of reasons to use the counterweights, but you can use them. Those are 2 of the reasons. If you know any other reasons for using these counterweights, I'd love to know. Let me know down below. Now the 5th thing I'm gonna show you is that if you need, this can act as a charger for your phone, which is fantastic. All you simply need to do is grab your regular charger, your USB to USB-C or whatever, and on the side here, there is a little USB port. Maybe. Got that. Then plug your phone in and power on the Osmo 3 and it'll begin to charge your phone, which is super handy. Now, one thing to note is I wondered if the USB-C port that you use to charge the Osmo 3 would also charge my phone as a power output device. So here I've got a USB-C to USB-C, but it doesn't work. In the rare case that you would want to do the opposite and charge your Osmo 3 with your phone, that can be done. You just have to make sure that you have a USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to Lightning Bolt if you have an iPhone, and plug it from your phone directly into the Osmo 3. And once you do that, boom, we're charging. Not something I think you'll need a lot, but I think you'll charge your phone way more than you'll charge the Osmo 3. But it's there. It's an option. We got a bonus? Let's do a bonus. We've got a bonus one here. This is just for iPhone users. Now, if you are editing any of this video that you're taking with your Osmo 3 through an iPhone, there is a severe flaw on DJI's side. So a lot of research, and I found that this is definitely a DJI issue in the Memo app. So when recording in the Memo app, there is a problem with the audio in Final Cut Pro. So let me show you. I've got a video clip here. This video clip right here was filmed on an iPhone. And if we drag that video clip and put it into Final Cut Pro and listen to it, nothing. You have no audio. But if I play that same video in QuickTime, the tarantula had an eclectic variety of spotted bow ties. We have audio. Again, this is a DJI issue. It looks like this has been around for around 9+ months, and they have not fixed it, which means they're probably not going to fix it. But it's a simple fix. The easiest thing you can do is take that file, and we're going to change it to an MOV file format. In order to do that, you just click Rename, change the N to MOV, hit enter. Yes, we still want to change it. And we're going to drag and drop that back into Final Cut Pro. And voila, we have sound.
The tarantula had an eclectic variety of spotted bow ties.
Which is a really nice thing for those of you that are doing some post-editing with that video that you're taking with your phone. If any of these tips or tricks helped you out, give this video a like and subscribe down below. We'll see you next week.